Hey guys, welcome to another game of Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. I'm Kevin Ingalls, and as usual, I'm going to be playing Zerg in the upper left. This is a 2v2 game, so my teammate right here is Solid Frost. He's going to be playing the red Protoss player. Our opponents are the teal Terran and purple Protoss player. Not exactly sure which league our opponents are in, but I am... Actually, at the time of this game, I believe I was gold. I might have been platinum, but actually, I don't think this was a very platinum-esque game. I really made some mistakes early on, and yeah, we'll take a look at that right now. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. The beginning of the game is always a little boring, just droning up, and I did send one drone out here to do some scouting. Now, I'm telling my teammate that I'm going to rush, which basically means I'm just going to spawn maybe 6 to 8 zerglings to do some early harassment. I do see that my Terran opponent right here is putting up a wall. He's got a barracks on the way. And Protoss, I'm going to scout out this gateway that just went up. So this tells me a couple things. First of all, I know my Terran opponent is not proxy rushing us with, sometimes Terran player will put a couple of barracks is like close to our base, like maybe over here, and then send them in. That's not happening. We don't see cheese like that. Also, I saw this gateway, which means that we are not being cannon rushed, because at 3 minutes in the game, I don't already see a forge, and so I'm not expecting a cannon rush. I think just to get my attention, I dropped this extractor here just to keep an eye on him and maybe give him a little harassment. Meanwhile, I have my first 6 lings are on the way. It looks like a couple more pops. So yeah, my first 8 lings are coming down to start some harassment. I'm going to go straight for Protoss, but then when I got here, I see this bunker here. Now, I decided to go ahead and hit it anyway, figuring it must only have a Marine or two, and I was right. There's only 1 Marine inside. So I went ahead and just took that out, and then I start hitting the Marines. And at that point, I basically decided, okay, I took that out. They were trying to wall off, which means maybe they've expanded right here. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to rush. I'm just going to send lots of lings, and back home I start working on my speed upgrade for lings. Got more lings on the way, and yeah, I'm just basically doing an all-in early rush here. Unfortunately, my teammate, I didn't communicate with that well. He didn't come and back me up at all. So, I think the plan he was going to go with was basically to expand, and then he puts a starport or Stargate right here. I think he's thinking that he'll get an early Oracle out to help out. Here I'm trying to take out that Zealot, which probably wasn't the best idea. I probably should just run right past. Okay, so finally I run right past. Go all up into the base. Let's see what I'm able to do here. Yeah, so doing some harass, obviously keeping him off the mineral lines is a good thing. And just trying to take out as many probes as I can. Right here, I pulled my lings off of his probes in order to go take out this pylon. I don't really know what I was thinking. The fact that he had a mothership core out was probably a bad idea to do that, because these 2 remaining zealots and that mothership core are just going to take out my lings. Whereas if I had just kept harassing his probes, I feel like I probably could have taken out at least 3 or 4 more of those, which, over the course of a few minutes, that would have been hundreds of minerals difference. So, kind of a bad call there. I did manage to take out that pylon, but, at the cost of all my lings, basically. So I scurry out of there and then notice that the Terran player plopped down a whole bunch of these supply depots. A very interesting tactic, actually. He really didn't have any units, but I guess he's figuring that if he just makes a few Marines and plops down all these supply depots, that would stop my reinforcements from coming and backing this up. And he was kind of right. It worked, actually. I wasn't able to escape either, which meant these 2 lings are just going to go down. So I do have more lings on the way, but honestly, I really should have stopped making lings at this point and expanded. I do some scouting here, and I do see that there's 2 factories on the way. And what I should have realized when I saw these factories is that means hellions are on the way, which I didn't. Meanwhile, my teammate did come in and do some harassing with Oracle, which is great. So, I mean, purple player really is down a lot of probes at this point. His income is, however, let's see, yeah, it's the lowest right now. It's even lower than mine, which is very low. Because of my rush, I really wasn't droning up as well as I should have. I do at this point have a gold expansion on the way. Unfortunately, I sort of read what happened here with Terran wrong, and I should have expected a whole bunch of hellions to come out, which they are now. So he goes and does some harassment in a few minutes, which really hurts. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. Alright, my opponent does go in and do some more Oracle harass and Void Ray harass. Now, right here, I forget what this is called, Photon Overcharge maybe? It's, yeah, Photon Overcharge. So Protoss now has the ability to use Nexus energy to attack units that harass it. And this is pretty damn effective, and my teammate really, he either wasn't paying attention to this or he didn't realize how effective this is. He really, at this point, should have pulled these units off, moved back here, and then, you know, maybe moved back in once the overcharge had worn off. Unfortunately, he sort of sticks with it, and as you'll see, he loses all or most of this. I mean, look at how powerful that is. And the range is incredible. Oh, almost loses that last Void Ray. Alright, looking at everyone on the map. Now, I do have a Spore Crawler up at this gold expansion. However, like I said, I kind of failed to realize the Hellions were coming, and here they come. They basically take out all my drones, which was very sad. I cried a little bit, and immediately put up a couple of Spine Crawlers. He tries to do the same thing at my main, and I kind of missed it there too. I should have moved my queen right here as soon as I knew. Oh, so sad. Took out so many drones. And as you can see on my income tab, see, I'm blue. Look at this. It's like no income compared to everyone else. This was really sad for me. So, oh, and then the worst part is I have these 5 drones, just forgot about them. Very weak play from me for the beginning here. So we got to see if we can turn this game around. Luckily, you know, Red had expanded early. He's got really great income. He's got some strong units on the way, carriers, in fact. And he's got, I think, some kind of upgrades happening. Looks like ground attack and shields. And he's already at level 1 and level 2 air upgrades, which is great. However, our opponents have expanded now to the gold and the, I guess, second expansion point here for teal. Or no, this is teal's only expansion. My overlord's right here, so I am able to scout this. And so I'm calling for my opponent to come take this out. Unfortunately, he's kind of grouped up back here, and we're not really working so well as a team at the moment. Things are a little bit weird. He's got this expansion over here. which was probably a good idea. Actually, I'm not sure if the enemy sees this. Yeah, they don't actually scout that. But unfortunately, he's got a lot of mules up, and he's just doing. I mean, his income. Let's see. That's Teal. Teal's income is higher than anybody right now because of those mules, and the fact that he has all these hellions out. Not to mention a whole bunch of air units. It's hurting. And the most frustrating thing, I think, is Widow Mines. They're just very good against Zerg. And so I have this Overseer out so I can spot those Widow Mines. But as you'll see, there's one right here. Because of all of these Vikings, he's really able to wipe out my Overseer. I think he does it at least once or twice. Okay, here we finally grouped up and we're able to take out this expansion. This was really imperative. And so, yes, we finally got that purple expansion. But we pretty much immediately have to, or I back up. Red, unfortunately, he doesn't back up in time, and he loses, I think, all of these units. That was unfortunate. Yeah, I think he was thinking that we could kind of all in here. I took advantage of the situation for a little bit and came over and took care of some of those SCVs. But unfortunately, I had no Overseer at this point, and so all my Lings and Roaches are pretty much going to get wiped out. Let's see. I do have some Hydras coming, which is good, but they're beginning to move out a little bit and take the middle of this map. Now they know that I have a gold expansion, and I think this is going to be the next target of theirs. So I actually pulled all my drones off the line. I think I finally got those drones that were sitting here and moved them elsewhere. Yeah, I moved them up to my main. So I'm not looking so good. I finally go for my second expansion. And so just taking a look at the map here. We are at 17 minutes in the game, and I'm taking my third expansion. That is so late. My teammate does have his 2 expansions up. Third one's starting to get saturated. And our opponents, there we have 2 versus 1, 2, and the third one on the way. So the last thing you want to be as Zerg is have less bases up and saturated than your Protoss opponents. I mean, this is just horrible. Look at all that income that Purple's getting compared to mine. Like, it's more than double my income. So we're in a really bad spot right now. Let's see if we can just turn this game around. It looks like my teammate is finally dropping a whole bunch of gateways. He's sitting on a little bit of minerals right now, and I think he made the right call. Got to get those gateways out. So at this point, I know I'm going to lose this gold base. I probably should have picked up my spine crawlers, but it is what it is. There's really nothing we can do to defend this right here. So I think our best effort would be to counterattack. So let's see if we do that effectively. Also, again, these Widow Mines are just so annoying. They're here, there's one here, there's a couple over here. And the fact that I couldn't get some Overseers because they kept getting taken out by these Vikings, it's very frustrating. So here I decide, okay, these guys are preoccupied. I'm going to move out. I'm going to try to take out this base again, see what damage we can do. I'm not sure if I'm able to take this out here. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to bring that down. Okay, that's big. Even though we're still losing, I feel that's that would have really been bad if they had been able to get that up and running. Red's trying to come in and do some more damage. Really, he should have just backed up. I think he gets that now. See, in the meantime, I'm in a really bad spot. I mean, I've only got my main, which is fully saturated, actually oversaturated. One expansion with nothing. We're doing very poorly right now. Luckily, Red's got some strong units out. He's got a lot of air, which is helpful. I'm not sure if he has an observer. Let's see. Not seeing any observers. Purple's starting to invest in a lot of cannons. I guess he's tired of losing this base, and he's getting that third base up again. Yeah, he's just got so much income. I mean, it's red has a lot of income too, so you know that's probably our one saving grace. But I'm just doing horrible right here, and I'm trying to get some hydras. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm really trying to get that creep spread going, because I know that if we can do enough creep spread, then we can have some map control. And if I can keep map control while my teammate basically masses up this big air army, then we might stand a chance. We're getting scanned all over the place right here. He wants to see what we've got. And let's see what he's got. Why would you put two bases here next to each other? Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, they do. Did they spot? Let's see. Oh, they still have not spotted this red expansion here. That's too bad for them. Okay, here red, I think he's getting worried that they might see that expansion, so he asks for the attack. So I bring in what little bit of army I have to the middle here, and God, I'm just getting decimated by those stupid widow mines. I'm making an overseer right here again. He's moving in. This was kind of a bad attempt for me to do this. I brought my whole thing back. I really should have just kept pushing and we could have stuck together. But luckily he's actually doing a lot of damage right here. Finally I get the point. Bring my units in. Let's see what we can do here. A lot of cannons. I decide instead of helping, I'm going to come over here. Finally brought that overseer along. Maybe we could take out these widow mines. Finally start taking out those widow mines. Took out the Terran expansion. That's all good. Got more on the way. Get back. Got to get out of there before I get trapped. Kind of overextended myself a little bit. I'm just looking at everybody here. And yeah, so now Terran's income is very, very low since he really didn't have any other expansions up. He did move one command center over here, but there's nothing happening there yet. And then this one's all mined out of minerals. We do have one here, which looks like it's about to get up and running. So, why did all these guys... Oh, I see. So yeah, he's snatching them all up and moving them to this base. Okay. Meanwhile, purple and red are pretty even in their income. Now I've expanded all over the place. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bases up. Starting to mass a little bit of army here. Starting very slowly to bring my income back up. I'm about the same level as Teal right now. And he's got this one pretty fully saturated. Red's doing a little scouting and also throwing up a bunch of nexuses. That's good. So we're starting to come back a little bit now. We have a little bit of map control. The income level is now extending higher than the Terran player. Actually, purple went down a little bit. How did that happen? Oh, I guess this is what happened here. Purple stopped mining. All of these probes could have been used over here. And then purple really didn't expand anymore. He had those early expansions up, banked a lot of money, sitting on a lot of money, but he's got all these probes doing nothing right now. There's got to be 20 some odd probes here, maybe more, doing absolutely nothing. So we're starting to come back. This just goes to show how important it is to expand and keep your probes busy. I mean, this is a huge failure on purple. So we come in, we're able to do a little bit of damage here, but I think more importantly, just keeping that pressure on keeps our income continue to improve. You know, purple's got more money than me, but I've got more income at this point. Or not quite, but close. Okay, at this point, they're really starting to push. They're starting to clean up that creep spread. Got a lot of air units happening here. They know that Protoss went air. I got my roaches, which can kind of keep the ground units at bay. And that's really all we're trying to do. Is keep them at bay so that our income can basically take over their income. Here, I know we're going to lose a lot here. I'm hoping that they don't go for these expansions I have over here, which they don't. And I think I end up kind of pulling my units back. Pull them back. Oh. Yeah, I lost a lot of units there, actually. I should have grabbed that sooner and moved back. But basically, we need to meet up. So I think we do right here. Where's all the Red's units? Here, okay, he's got a Colossus out. That's pretty helpful. I got all these roaches. So that was pretty effective. We were able to take quite a bit out there. And then all these Vikings, Hydras are really effective against Vikings, except for when they're on the ground. Then you kind of need your roaches for backup. But luckily I have some, so we brought those out. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a attack happening over here. Oh, it looks like Purple moved all those drones that were bored over here to attack this Nexus. That's interesting. Back here we have the few remaining Vikings getting taken out. So things are turning around. If I look at my view, you can see we own pretty much most of the map here. So red, got red base, red base, red base, red base, red base, red base. And then over here we have mine, 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 and mine. So we have this big sweeping sort of view of the map. Yeah, they, for the moment, have the control of the middle. But with all this creep spread, there's not a lot they can do. I mean, we can see everything. And that map control makes such a big difference. All right. Now Teal's starting to get this expansion over here saturated. And I think I spot this right about now. Yeah, my whole army's coming over here just to check for an expansion there. And if I go to my view, yeah, I don't actually see this yet, and I just spotted it right here when I spread my creep. So here I come. I'm going to take that out. Just trying to go for yet another expansion. That was huge, being able to take out that command center before it was built. And taking this out, I mean, that's also huge. Yeah, so now Teal really doesn't have much income. Me and my teammate, red and blue, we finally have a lot more income now. So I think we're seeing here is sort of like an all-in push from our opponents. They know they're outmatched, and so they're going to put an all-in push, and luckily we're able to just hold this, which is great, and we have more income now. So this was really the beginning of the end for our opponents. We're pushing through, just got to deny this expansion right here. And at this point, it's kind of cake. Yeah, Teal decides to dip out. I'm still massing Hydralisks just to stop these Void Rays. And yep, there we go. Purple left the game. Thanks guys for watching, and I guess the moral of the story is map control, getting your creep spread out. Even a game where it looks like you're about to lose, if you can just hold out long enough to get your income up and get that creep spread happening, you never know what kind of game you can pull out of your ass and beat your opponents with. So thanks for watching. My name's Kevin, and I'll see you guys next time.